All right, looks like we're live. There's always a little bit of a delay, but it looks like we're good. So today we're going to be working on the day 3 model head for the 30 days of sculpting challenge that I've kind of thrown out there on Saturday and that we've been doing in the Discord to help get us all better at sculpting heads. So that's what we're going to do today because we finished Natsu. We finished Natsu and I don't feel like texturing a bunch of modular assets. So today we're sculpting. All right, let's go ahead and I guess we'll get started here. Let me bring up Speed Sculpt and we can add this in at the origin. That's fine. Jump this resolution up to 12. Delete that and re-add it. There we go. All right, over to sculpting, and we can get started here. Let me pull up my reference that I have for the male head that I'm working on today. Yeah, all right, this ought to do well. We'll sculpt this guy. Don't know what it is, but all right, turn on dynamic topology and let's get started here. Pull out a neck. All right, cool. I think that is probably good for how this dude's face looks. And pull down a little bit. Something like that. Not too pointy. Something like that I think feels like that's right. All right, brush detail, turn that off, and sync up these. Ah, this guy's got a big nose, so pull his nose out a bit. Let me pump up his forehead just a tad. But I don't want to make his face too narrow. And I also don't want to make it too short, because that's what I've learned the last couple of days as I've been working on sculpting heads, is that my head shape is usually not elongated enough. I've done a couple of like stunted faces, which are fine because some people really do have kind of short, round, stunted faces. But a vast majority of people really don't. And so I think I've got to get better at just trying to pull that out a bit. All right, there we go. Give ourselves a nice little jawline here, and we'll push that in just a bit because his jaw is a bit more angular based off what we're working with the reference image. We'll pull out the bottom a bit. Let's mirror this guy. Yeah, that should be good. I don't want smooth shading. Dang it. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. We're just out here sculpting the fourth head, or actually I suppose this is the third head in my little community's 30 Days of Sculpting Head challenge that we're taking part in amongst ourselves. So far, I've been doing all right with this challenge. My first male head was okay, but it was kind of stunted. My first female head yesterday was not great. It was kind of androgynous looking, but definitely did not look female. I'm not quite ready to do the lips yet. I think this needs to come down a bit even. Let's actually grab the elastic deform tool and pull it down this way. There we go. Sai Sith, welcome back, man. Thanks, man. I'm kind of feeling better. I'm not feeling great, I'll be honest. Like, I was thinking about what I could do tonight, and I definitely had a feeling of like, oh, I'm gonna skip the Tuesday night stream again. But I realized I gotta stick with it, so I'm back. I feel like I burn myself out a lot, because I'm just working 2 jobs all the time. This and my normal job, and like my normal job is just kind of draining mentally because it's software development. So there's just a lot of junk going on in there. So I was just kind of feeling burned out last week, and I feel a little bit better, but for the most part, it's just, I just need to rest better. But I also feel like I can't let myself rest because there's so much to do, and like I'm currently, like I edited a bunch of videos today for my very first Skillshare course that I'm working on. And I could have taken it like easy, but it's like I just need to get that done and out so I can have it. So I feel like I'm in a constant state of burnout. But I'm here. But thanks for showing up. How you doing, man? How's your day gone? Alright, I'm actually gonna switch this one. I do really enjoy this song, but right, definitely, that is definitely the case, Sai. I want to do this. I want to do YouTube and create animations and create 3D characters like on a daily basis. Like, I would love to be able to wake up in the morning, stream for 3 or 4 hours on Twitch, creating stuff, record a couple of videos after that, and then edit and like let that be my day, and then completely stop my day at 5 o'clock. I haven't stopped working at 5 o'clock in almost 2 years now. I'll like do my normal job and then come straight home to start working on this junk. It's paying off, though. I mean, it's paying off, but... Oh, you didn't like that song, Time? I liked it. It's okay. It's okay if you didn't like it, though. I like the soundtrack to go with it, not necessarily the lyrics version of it. So, you're in the same boat. You want to do game dev on the side job, so you try to spend at least an hour a night working on something. Yeah. I feel that, man. I feel that. That's something I was thinking about today. I was walking the dog with my wife, and I was like, you know what I really want to do? I would love to be able to, like, by the time she finishes her degree, if my company is in a position and YouTube is in a position where I can basically do YouTube and Skillshare and then stream on Twitch on a daily basis, that's what I'm going to do. So I got a year to get myself to that point where I can stream on YouTube and Twitch and like go full content creation cycle before she's done with school. So that's the goal. That's what we're gonna try to hit, is a year. I want to be doing that, and then I can get back into game dev and get into Unity and make some smaller games and use my programming skills for something other than removing people's jobs in a corporate environment. Granted, I've learned a lot making my little business automations for people so they don't have to do the work that they're paid to do. Alright, I don't know why. I feel like this guy's gonna have some really thin lips. That's like as a part of his design. Yeah, I feel like that's What games are you working on, Sai? Do you have any like games that you're currently busting out? All right, we are 16 minutes into this character. And already it's looking pretty good. I think I've already improved. Yeah, this is really good for 16 minutes. I think sculpting ahead of day has made things better. So you just finished a chess game with a steampunky kind of look. You can try to post the image in a Discord. Yeah, definitely do that. Did you publish that game at all, or is it just like something that you finished? Why didn't you publish it? Alright, I don't know where I want to go with this guy from here. I kind of want to see what I can do character-wise. Alright, let's I'll give this guy a thick neck. I don't think I want to go for just another realistic man today. It's still a bit buggy, and it was more of an April learning goal. So you built the assets over a few months using tutorials, some of mine. Oh, well, I'm glad I was able to help. And you wanted to learn how to import them. Huh. Cool. Yeah, man. I'd love to see it. You should think about publishing it. Maybe we'll do a game dev thing in the future. Right now we're doing a sculpting heads challenge. Daniel N, welcome to the stream. You can't wait for exams to end so you can learn sculpting for a portrait of a friend of mine. It's proper. All right. Daniel, why do you got to wait till your exams are over? When are your exams over? Gosh, I messed up on this neck. Let me get back here and fix this. All right, this guy's going to have a hunch. He's going to be hunched over. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to make him hunched over. So there's going to be his chest. They end tomorrow and you should probably be studying instead. Well, we play some pretty chill music on here for studying, so feel free to study and stream at the same time. But yeah, that's a good point. Daniel, what are your exams in? What are you studying? All right, let me get this pose brush. So this brush isn't useful for a whole lot, I don't think. But at least not really. I don't really think so. Maybe we'll just fix it like manually rather than using the pose brush. Because it's kind of dumb. Like, position your stuff better. Mechanical engineering. So why do you want to do... Okay, like, this is dumb. This may be a dumb question. But, like, you're studying mechanical engineering. Why do you want to do digital sculpting? Like, do you want to pursue it after more than just, like, sculpting your friend? Or is it really just like, I just want to sculpt my friend and then I'm done with it type of thing? down just a bit. You started learning Blender, you want to be a bit more creative. Oh, well, cool. You just had enough of numbers everywhere. I definitely get it. I definitely get it. A mine or a meanie. I'm not going to say your name correctly. I apologize for that. You're a fan from Morocco. Welcome. I didn't know I had fans in Morocco. That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy the content. I messed up his forehead. Alright, yeah, let's pump up this guy. I want to give him a hunch. So, actually, let's pull his neck in, and I want to rotate his head back. So we're going to have to use the pose brush on this one. Nope. Alright. Let's get big. No. Wait, yes. That's kind of what I want right there. Whatever. That's probably close enough, I guess. Hello, Lexi. Welcome to the stream. Sassy, you're a fan from Egypt. Oh my goodness. Why? You put the image in the gaming channel? All right, I'm gonna have to check it out. In fact, let me switch to my desktop view. All right, cool. Let's check it out together, guys. This is what Scytheth did. I know you didn't ask for this, but this is what we're doing. Dude, that's really cool. This is a really neat little chess set. I like those castle towers. You put it in the Discord. You trusted me, and I betrayed you like this. This is really cool. Well done. You should do like some renders of each like set of models, and post those renders in the 3D modeling channel. It'd be really cool. I'd love to see them. This is why you lurk. All right. We'll get back to Blender. Your work is cool. Don't be embarrassed. I liked it. Adorno, welcome to the stream. Just passing here to give the like. Well, thank you for liking the content. All right, I'm really happy with that head. That only took me 16 minutes. I must be getting faster here. All right, so let's create some ears. Rotate that Y 90 degrees. Scale that sucker down. Apply the scale. Wait, how did I just do that? Like all of that? Magic. No, I have an add-on called Speed Sculpt, and you can pick it up on Blender Market for about 15-20 bucks, something like that. And it basically allows you to add in a bunch of different primitive objects. And so with that add-on, I just added on a cylinder and shrunk it down, scaled it down, and rotated it into place. And now we have an ear. Ah, okay. So this is mirrored. This is actually a mirror. So, you know, it just rotated, it just mirrored the action that I did on one side. If we go into edit mode, like, there's only here, mesh here. How do I give this guy, like, super dumb floppy ears? Let's, like, super big, stupid ears. All right, let me find... Hey, listen, Lexi, Don't ever apologize here for asking questions. Never apologize here for asking questions. The reason I stream, the reason I make YouTube tutorials is because I like helping people learn. That's like my passion. I love teaching. It's one of the things that like I really, really enjoy. So don't ever feel bad about asking questions here. Whether it's in the comments or during a live stream or if you join the Discord, in the Discord. Always happy to help if I can. And if I don't know, someone else might know. So don't feel bad about asking questions. All right, let's get in here and sculpt this stupid ear. Is that gonna do the same stupid thing? Yes, it will. Let's turn off that. Thanks, you're cool. I like you. That's gay. Thanks, though. Yeah, we're gonna go really dumb with these ears. There are stupid questions though. I'll tell you this, Saucy. There may be no silly questions. There are dumb questions. Like, here's what I don't get, right? And then Lexeep, I'm not saying this is as you're doing this. Don't ever feel bad about asking questions or anything. But like, the one thing, I read like almost all the comments I get on my YouTube videos because nobody really comments on my YouTube videos. So whenever I get one, it pops up on my phone as like, hey, you got a new comment. So I get a lot of angry comments from people who are simply saying like, you don't explain everything. Because like on, let's say the video on like how to create a basic sword. All right, this brush needs some more sensitivity or less sensitivity. What are we gonna do? What can we do here? Magnify, no. Yeah, no, I read my YouTube comments. Yeah, I got a comment a couple of days ago that was like, "You're suck. You should never make tutorials ever." And I was just like, "Well, shouldn't have started my day with that." But it was fun. Otherwise, yeah, and I enjoy it because a lot of the times it's like people asking for help or something on the on a video. But I get a lot of comments from people who are like, I can't do that. Oh, you know what it is? You know, I was like, why the heck is this being dumb? You know why this is being dumb? It's being dumb because I'm dumb and we didn't control our scales and rotations. That's why. And now, when I go to sculpt this, now it works like it's supposed to. Freaking dumb. Yeah, I try not to let the negative comments get to me. That one did. That one got to me a little bit, but I was like, you know what? I'm not formally trained in Blender. I started teaching Blender like 4 years ago at the high school level. And I learned everything I needed to like 2 days before I had to teach it to my students. And now I'm just like sharing. And I've realized that I'm a better teacher than a lot of the Blender, or at least I think I'm a better teacher because I've had real formal teaching training. And so I can disseminate information better than a lot of Blender YouTubers out there. Some are pretty good though. Blender Guru, obviously, he's amazing, but a lot of the ones out there, they're not great. But I'd like set my videos up in a course series. And so like I'll get a lot of comments on that sword video that are just like, man, you don't tell us how to do any of this crap. Like, why are you not telling me how to do every little step for every little tool? And every time I get a comment like that, I'm like, why do you only care about learning how to sculpt a sword or how to make a sword? Why don't you watch the entire freaking course and learn how to actually 3D model? And then you can make whatever the heck you want. And then you don't have to yell at me that I didn't put the things in there 2 years ago when I made that video. Gosh. And like learn how to actually model, and then you won't have to be like, oh, well, what do these tools do, and why can't I follow along because this guy isn't doing things? You know, it's one thing if you're like, I am using all these modifiers and I'm not telling you how to do it, but like that sword video is like straight up simple modeling. It is literally like extrude things, use the skin mod or like the scale modifier or the scale brush, shrink and fatten, and it's just like, gosh. And every time I get one, I'm just like, shut up, man. I just don't, I'm gonna help you here, but you need to really learn. Like, go watch the whole course. Don't be dumb. So, Time Bandit says, I'm gonna do a Daniel. You know what? I'm glad you like the atmosphere, calming and friendly. I hope I didn't just change the atmosphere by doing a little rant there. So, Time Bandit says, I'm gonna do a hot take, but people seem to expect every single step to be explained in detail, and it's caused every video on, say, a certain plugin to always start out with how to install that plugin. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. That's kind of dumb. And so you think a lot of tutorial makers seem to budge and just explain every step in minute detail. Yeah, I got a comment the other day that was like, they were mad. They were mad that all sculpting videos for Blender had a red matte cap on them, and no one ever talked about how to add that matte cap. And I was like, dude, it's a matte cap. You put it on right here. You select it. Why are you angry about that? Like, play around with some of your settings. Learn a little bit. Discover. What are you doing? I couldn't understand why they were so mad. Like, bro, I'm not here to learn a specific workflow, not how to delete a cube or add a modifier. Exactly. So Sassy says, do I have a college degree in 3D animation? Nope. Nope. I have a degree in biblical studies and theology. And I have in high school, I did programming in Java. Like, our high school did college level programming. So I took 4 years of programming with Java and C++. And I don't know how I'm gonna I really want to do stupid ears on this guy. That kind of looks dumb, but I don't like it. Let's go back to here. And then when I graduated college, I was looking for a job, and one of my old teachers called me up and said, "Hey, do you want a job? We need somebody to come back and teach computer science." And I was like, "Dude, I haven't coded in 4 years, but if you need somebody that badly, I'll come and apply." And so I came and applied and got a job teaching programming. And after a year of doing that, they hired a dude from Amazon, and they said, "We have a game development program that's not really doing anything. Do you want to learn how to do video game development and teach all that courses stuff?" And I said, "Absolutely. That sounds like a blast." So I upgraded my programming language to C# because I'm genius, and started learning Unity and Blender from CG Cookie. And then I realized, hey, I can make all of these tutorials that CG Cookie does because they don't explain it for high school students. So that's when I started YouTube. But no, I don't have any real formal training in it. cgcookie.com is where I learned most of my stuff from the beginning, and then I still go back and resubscribe every once in a while for some new content when they produce it. So, you personally like cartoony low poly? Yeah, Lixie, I'm kind of a fan, but low poly is really hard to do well. I guess all art is really hard to do well, but it's a lot easier to have a stylized, super poly, stupid looking Dumbo thing like this. If this were to be low poly, it wouldn't really look great. Hate those ears. All right, let's go back to the drawing board on these. Oh, ooh. Ooh, I like that. I don't know why I like that. We do that. Kind of pig him out a little bit. I might have to change his nose if we do that. This could be done. I like this. We're gonna work with it that way. Apply the rotation. This explains how biblical studies explains how a paintist of a saint. Nah. Listen, man, I think my entire life God has been teaching me patience. It's not just biblical studies and theology. I was a safety patrol. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I was a safety patrol in 5th grade, and I had to work with the mentally handicapped kids as a teacher's assistant for a semester in 5th grade as a part of the curriculum for safety patrols or whatever at my school. I don't know why that was a thing, but it was a thing, and I had to work with mentally handicapped kids. That taught me a lot of patience, and then, like, yeah, everything I've kind of done after that has just taught me patience in one way, shape, or form. I have a lot of patience, but I don't have a lot of compassion, and that's something I'm working on. Yeah, let's do that. And with that, upturn this dude's nose a little bit. Alright, let's symmetrize that because it got unsymmetrized. Nice ear. I think they look like mine. Okie mokie. Welcome to the stream, man. Or woman. I don't actually know. Alright, one of these days I'm going to cheat and use Rodeska's trick for eyelashes, but today is not that day. I guess I don't know if it's cheating if it works. On a scale of 0 to 10, how hard would it be for a beginner to rig a face like this for animation? Well, first off, you have to retop it, but once it was retopped, there is a Rigify add-on for Blender. It would take you 10 seconds. It wouldn't be very hard. Well, 10 seconds to get the rig in place, and then you'd have to adjust it. So, Saucy, I have been using Blender for roughly... I've been using Blender in some capacity for the last 4 years. But I would say that I really haven't been doing Blender extensively until about... yeah, about 2 years ago when I started YouTube and I started Twitch, and then I started like really doing 3D art consistently. So I like 4 years in total, but really focused on it for 2 years, and then like pretty much the last year or so I've been streaming and creating content and making models. But I don't really have anything like professionally to show for it, which is kind of awkward because I reached out to Huion for like a sponsorship where I wanted to review one of their tablets for you guys. And they were like, send us a thing of your work. And I was like, oh shoot, I don't have an ArtStation or anything with my real work on it because I've never actually finished anything. So, yeah, it could be a very good goblin. I think I'm going for like pig orc or yeah, maybe you guys remember the creature from Treasure Planet, like the librarian or historian dude, archaeologist maybe from Treasure Planet. I think that's the kind of energy I'm channeling right now. I don't know. I'm still not feeling those ears. Not quite. I think they need a little adjustment. Let me look up some pig ears. Oh, they actually have kind of cute ears. But okay, that helps me determine how pig ears should be done. So let's go back here and kind of reshape these a little bit. I didn't realize pig ears were so like spadey. Kind of like that. Yeah, I think that's better. You're right, Saucy. The bottom ear did need some work on it. Dr. Doppler, was that his name? If you're telling me that's his name, I'll believe you. It's been a while. Oh, let me turn off the x-axis. Ah, shoot. Okay. Fatten this out. Having some trouble here. It got too thin. All right, and I feel like that means we should change up the mouth a little bit too, just to keep this going. But I'm not quite sure what we would do to the mouth for that. Oh, turn on. All right, what do you think? What do you think? What do you guys think needs to be changed with this? Because I feel like I've spent 45 minutes on this head, and I've kind of reached a point where I feel like if I keep adjusting things, I'm gonna mess it up. Which to me just means that it's done. I could put a little eyebrow on him, but I kind of like the idea that he doesn't have one because it's a pig orc. So no hair. I guess he would have a little hair as a pig orc. Maybe we make the nose a bit bigger. Not, like, just the bridge of his nose a bit bigger. do something like that. I should give him like jowls. All right, let's see. Let's just see what that looks like. Nope. All right, that looks dumb. All right, good with that though. Give him some wired hair to match those ear suggestions. Okay. You know what? I said I was going to do this. I told my wife earlier I was going to make whatever we created have a man bun. So Mr. Pig Snout guy. I don't know, whatever this is. Should have a man bun. I don't know if he should or not, but we're gonna give him one. Okay, that's good. If I continue to sculpt on this face, I'm gonna mess it up. It's gonna not look great. So we're just gonna give him a man bun, and we'll call it done. And then maybe we'll sculpt a second head. Alright, so to the layout. Give him some weird hair. Oh, okay. Alright, let's jump in here, select everything. Oh, wait, no. Dang it. Alright, GZ, we'll just move it up. That's fine. And then we should be able to just... There we go. Nope. Okay, this guy's not getting a man bun. We'll move him over to the side. He's head 1. We'll just look at him. All right, let's start again with head 2, and then we'll do. I guess we'll do two things. I don't know why I wanted to do a pig man, but we did a pig man first. So now let's actually do a real head or a real person, human person. Alright, we'll do this guy because he looks weird and he's an old man. Alright. Alright, cool. There we go. Let's get into sculpting on this. I should call this Pigman. Okay, so go for a little bit of an old man today for the face. Joseph Heisman, thanks for the subscribe. I don't know if you're in the stream tonight, but if you are, thanks for subscribing. And if you're not, thanks for subscribing. Alright, so this guy he's got a big, sharp nose, so let's go ahead and put on here a nose. And his eyes really aren't that sunken into his face, so maybe something like that. Smooth that out a bit. There we go, we got our nose. Lirik Lagu, thanks for subscribing. Lirik Lagu, I apologize if I mess up your name. Alright, so this guy actually has... This is a little weird. So let's turn off this smooth shading. Smooth it when we're done. So he's kind of got... I can't make my lips in the normal way because the way this dude's... Like, actual image on Bing, his upper lip, like, overhangs his lower lip. And it's quite strange, and it's not a mustache, and he just like something like that. Maybe he just doesn't have any teeth. Maybe that's the problem. Alright. Trying to... Alright, kind of like, that's kind of what the guy's face looks like right off the bat, and we'll just go ahead and add in the rest of the stuff. Arxio, hello, I found your sculpting tutorials today and I love them. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Thank you, Arxio. Yeah, I'm actually going to be finishing out a couple of those brushes, that brush series on sculpting soon. I realized there's a couple of brushes that I haven't talked about and some settings that I want to discuss, and then we move on. Kind of got distracted by a character sculpting course, but I haven't had time to record the next video in that series. But I'm glad you enjoyed them. And this dude has, like, old man skin. Goodness, this guy looks super old. Something like this, maybe, like a thing coming down. It's actually like that. I'm not making this up. I'm not sculpting it well, but I'm not making this up. Let me show you what this guy looks like. So this is what this guy looks like. And this is what I'm trying to sculpt right now. He's like got no lower lip, and his eyes aren't sunken in. His skin is really saggy. So this is what we're going for. That way you don't think I'm just like ripping on this old man. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and mirror. Mirror the old man. And add in cylinders here. Scale those down. Or spheres, I guess. Huh, okay. So this is kind of weird. His chin needs to come out a bit. And I imagine his old skin has kind of stopped the kind of stopped sitting well in one place. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get rid of that. That's fine. Yeah, I went too detailed too quickly, so we're just gonna kind of get rid of a lot of this detail. realized that I didn't get the base shape right, and it's almost impossible to sculpt something that looks good if you don't have the base shape right. So I'm gonna get rid of that. The eye area is actually pretty accurate though, so we can basically kind of leave that in place. And then let's kind of pump in some nose here. This nose is pretty sharp, so we'll get that sharpness in there. Yeah, dude just has like a patch of skin that just kind of builds up right here as a part of his that kind of looks like what's his name from the Saw movies. Jigsaw? Is that his name? I never saw him. I actually don't know. There we go. Alright, let's get in here with a scrape brush a little bit. Scrape this down. Alright, there we go. So we can kind of take this a little bit like deeper, like a crease, and then pull that down just a bit, smooth that out. Honestly, I think my Pigman looked better, but the 30-day challenge of sculpting heads is really to help us all improve. So sculpting an old man is something I've literally never done before, and I feel like this will help me improve to at least some small degree. Alright, so he's kind of got that, but it's very... Let's smooth that out a little bit. And his chin goes up like this. So what have you guys worked on recently? If you're in your Blender travels, what have you guys been working on? What have you been looking forward to finishing or anything like that? Alright, actually, we're going to skip this song. That's fine. There we go. You actually got a style, so no more, oh, that's wonderful. No more mouse sculpting. Now you're learning how to use it. Fantastic. Well done. I figured you meant stylus. All right, so now we need his upper lip, and that kind of looks like a mustache. But he also has a mustache, so we're gonna go. Saucy says, I'm practicing character modeling and animating it. Very nice. Are you, Sauciel, you're also doing the retopology of your character? Oh, goodness, what did I do? Daniel, you're working on animation, getting up to speed on basics. Blender Guru's donut, essentially. Gah. The donut. The standard welcome to Blender practice. Yeah, that is not what I started with. My first introduction to Blender was CG Cookie, so there was no like make and render a donut as your very first thing. It was like, here's everything you need to know about modeling in Blender. Now go out and make whatever you want. Which was kind of cool, but I didn't learn how to render until I had done like 5 or 6 courses with them. Alright, so we know his bottom lip is going to get carved away. And so now we can put in this very, very thin lip he's got. Super thin. Like, there's his lip. Smooth that out. And then we'll come in here and carve away this bottom lip. Let's push this down. All right. Yeah, so then we want to pull away. There we go. I don't know if you guys can hear my wife in the background or not. I don't know if she's coming through. Let me know if you can hear her. Because I hear her in my microphone. I just don't know if she's getting transmitted or if she's like able to be heard. No, you don't retopologize yet? Okay, just focus on making characters. All right, cool, Sassy. Yeah, definitely you're going to have to retopologize before you before you animate, for sure. I had some guy who, like, on my dynamic topology video is like, after I use dynamic topology, my computer lags so hard when I try to animate anything. And thankfully somebody else answered that question of him, and they were like, yeah, you're gonna have to retopo your stuff. You can't just try to animate. Oh gosh, that looks horrible. What are we doing? Let's smooth that down a little bit. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Should just stick with pigmen and not try to sculpt old men. Realism sculpting, I think, is probably one of the hardest things you can try to sculpt. There's just so much that goes into it. And I feel like I would end up in the uncanny valley more times than not. But I think we're kind of getting the face that I was trying to go for. And that's kind of good. I think I'm kind of getting the angles right. I gotta continue working on this nose though. Alright, looks like this dude has some like major, there we go. That's roughly what we're looking for. Looks better like that, but I messed up the... Let's pull this neck forward. Smooth out that. Okay. So I may have one of my friends who's learning programming pop in the stream. We may be doing some programming assistance if he's in here. Say hi, Logan. In the midst of this bad face sculpting. Yeah, the Pigman was definitely better. So you have a question, what makes me use Blender rather than other popular softwares like Maya or 3D Max? Two big things. The first is Blender is free. And that's great for my wallet. And the second is probably, like, with Maya, if you really wanted to sculpt, you'd probably want to use ZBrush. And so you'd have to learn multiple softwares. But Blender has been up in their game recently to the point where it's like everything is in one software: animate, model, sculpt, retopo, like texture, because they just added PBR texturing in the 2.8 series. Like, there's no reason to leave Blender to do anything anymore. And that honestly makes us like, all right, that combined with the fact that it's free, I'm never leaving. I will always use Blender. And when I sell my assets, I'm going to put them on the Blender market so that I can help fund the development for better Blender. Stefan Corso, welcome to the stream. Yeah, my beard isn't pink. I know. There is a story. We talked about it on Saturday. It will be pink when I hit 10,000 subscribers. We'll dye it. I'll do a serious video with it. So use Blender because it's 200 megabits to download. You don't want to mess with 8 gigabit downloads just to make a cool sci-fi crate. And limitations. Are those limitations because like you don't have the proper licensing? YTK cringe. Is anyone supporting him? Oh, no. YTK, no one supports me on Patreon. No one supports me on Patreon. Which is fair. You know, if I'm out here streaming amazing things like this Pigman guy that I did, and then terrible things like this old man sculpt that we're trying to do, you know. There's a mix of content going on here, YTK. I don't know if it's Patreon worthy. But we have it there just in case some kind soul is like, I like what you're doing. And I appreciate the free education you provided. Here's a couple of bucks. Oof. It is what it is. The student indie versions of the software come with caveats and stuff. Yeah. Like, you can't sell commercial stuff if you have a student license. Just kind of makes him look angry. I don't want an angry old man. Go ahead and let's put in a little crease here. Like do a bag around the eye, which you can kind of see. Let's turn up smooth shading, you see a little bit better. Taryn Wang, can I make a video on how to make some assassin? Like a character assassin? Or like you're looking for a video on like how to turn yourself into assassins? Because I can do both. One just doesn't fit my character stream or my channel. So here's the thing, Taryn, what I'm doing right now on the channel is a video on how to create characters in general, just the whole process through sculpting and modeling and doing all of that on the channel. So it's not quite for an assassin, but basically just take the skills then that I'm teaching in that video series and course series and then adapt them for the look and the style of the art that you want to go with. So, yeah, there you go. And I feel like I would rather teach you how to create characters in general, because that way you know, people aren't going to be like, well, how do I make this? And how do I make this? If I teach them how to make a character, then they can create whatever they want out of that. Well, thanks for subbing, Mr. Wang or Mrs. Wang. I'm not sure, but I'll go with Mr. since in general my viewers tend to be more male than female. Yeah, exactly. Teach a man to fish and and a liar is born. That's for sure. Gosh, I hate this. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of this guy. This is like old man sculpting. That's probably what we're looking for right there. Just thin it out, pull his face down a little bit. Should not have picked an old man to sculpt. He just kind of look old, right? I'm not just the only one seeing it. He's got some goofy looking ears though. We'll make him. But he's got some goofy looking ears. And we gotta make a beard. So I think let's do the beard. Oh, I didn't want to see that. Yeah. He looks like a smug old man. You could imagine him to get off your lawn. Yeah, I get that feel. I don't think it looks like the reference image that I'm using. But he definitely, I feel like he's looking like a smug old man. I can feel that. And I'll consider that a success. Alright, there we go. That's good. Let's make some hair. And under the hair control or collection, let's make a controls. And we can go ahead and hide the pigman. Oh no. There we go. Alright, so let's do some hair. We gotta put a beard on this guy. We're not gonna, he's in a mustache. Beard and a mustache. And that should be fine. So Shift A, we're gonna add in a circle and a path. And grab both of those, move them over. Let's do GX2, there we go. Rotate that on the Y-axis 90 degrees, scale that down. Cool. Rotate this, X, 90. All right, and what we need, geometry. There we go, fill the caps. Yeah, those caps must be filled, I guess. Let's apply the scale here on that. All right, and let's jump in here. We just want to make sure. No, that is going in the wrong direction. Oh, okay, that's why. Let's also apply the rotation on this, and now, yeah, there we go. So that now that will supply the front. This will adjust the back. All right, let's go ahead and duplicate that. Okay, and we'll do something like that. That is kind of a dumb hair. Maybe, yeah, maybe something like that. Because then we can shrink that down. And it just looks like a hair clump. Cool. So let's put a beard on this guy. And you know what? I think I'll use this one instead. But let's go ahead and move both of these to the hair collection. And then move them over and up. All right, and let's do this. Let's turn on snapping. We'll go to face. We want the active part, and we want it to align to our target. So then we can do that right there. Rotate it down, rotate it out, and there we go. We have the beginnings of our beard. And now we can turn off that snapping. That's probably fine. Or let's turn it on and then turn off the rotation. There we go. All right, and then we just duplicate, and we can kind of duplicate it down the line. And I imagine I can't add a mirror modifier to all of them at the same time. Probably has to do it one at a time. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so now let's go ahead and play around with this a bit. Maybe move that, there we go. Turn off our snapping. You know what? I feel like having this many is probably detrimental. To what we're trying to accomplish here. So let's go ahead and make that bigger. All right, yeah, there we go. That's okay. Alright, and honestly, I think these are a little fat, so let's go here and select these and thin those out a bit. There we go. Like that. Not sure stylized hair was the best choice for doing this guy's beard, but it's too late now. I almost think his beard would be better like as a different sculpted object, but I kind of want to see if I can like nail this first, and if I can get it to look like this, then I could probably make it look better as a sculpted object. And no beard is complete without underbeard, because it's more realistic that way. Why don't I use meta balls? Honestly, to me they seem to make things more complicated than they should be. And I will admit that maybe I just don't know how to use them right. And that's okay, because every time I've seen somebody use them, I'm just like, that could be done better in a different way. Nah. It's a stylized character. You're not going to see under his beard. Something like that. That'll cover up the fact that his beard doesn't go past his jawline. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I figured we'd try it. Wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan. But at least we tried it, and now we know that's probably not the best way to do that. Probably would be better with real-time hair, but that's not too bad. But it kind of looks dumb. So we'll just get rid of it all. Don't need it. We'll keep the eyebrows. Alright, let's do something. I've submitted 2 sculpts. Well, at least I've done 2 sculpts today for the Sculpt Ahead a Day challenge. So we're good on that, at least. I got my practice in. I have a submission for the Discord. That's kind of what matters. Whether or not these things look good really doesn't. And I learned how hard sculpting old people can be. But I will take this pigman over the old man any day. Am I coming through blurry? I don't think I am, but my little playback here is telling me I'm coming through blurry. Is that the case? No, I look fine? Okay. Cool. Cool. Alright, I imagine everybody likes the pigman better than the old man, and I would agree with that. But you know what? I'm glad I decided to sculpt male faces, because if you guys were watching me sculpting female faces, there'd be a lot less people in this stream. Or there'd be like you guys would be making fun of me. My female faces are atrocious. Why is it so much hard? You know what? It's so much harder to sculpt women than it is to sculpt men. Metaballs are better when hashing out the general shape of the body. I mean, I would say that in general, like, shaping out body can be done with the skin modifier, and that makes it super easy. Like, I guess there's no, like, right way. There's no necessarily right way to do any particular workflow. There's just, like, a workflow that works best for you, right? And I think the skin modifier and getting that works a lot better than using speed sculpt and creating all of the individual pieces. Because I have the ability to use metaballs here. Like, I wanted a metaball there. Now I have a metaball. And supposedly, I should be able to, like, yeah, supposedly it's supposed to be able to, like, pull those things away, but I don't know. I don't use them. You don't use metaballs while sculpting, it's just the sketch for you. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I do not like this old man's face. Not very good. But we have done what we said we were going to do. And we sculpted 2 heads. And tomorrow, I will sculpt the next female head for the challenge. Alright guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Like I said earlier in the stream, I'm a bit exhausted. Just in general, I've been working like crazy. But got a video coming out on Thursday for sculpting ears. And we'll be back on Saturday. I think we're gonna continue to work on the modular house pieces that we did 2 weeks ago. We're gonna texture that up, I think is what we're gonna be doing on Saturday. So not tomorrow, I'll be back on Saturday. But thanks for watching, everybody. It was fun hanging out with you guys. Hope you enjoyed the process. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I enjoyed hanging out with you guys all. So it was nice seeing you guys. Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday. But until then, have a good night.